Here we are, folks. The Marvels with Brie Larson is here. Alan, because he's a big Disney fan, cannot wait for this film. I am skeptical because I did not love the first Captain Marvel movie. I thought it was flawed. I thought she was kind of shoehorned into the end of what should have been the conclusion of the story of our key Avengers. And she was kind of shoehorned in at the last minute.
Because she played a pivotal part in Endgame. So
she did. She played a pivotal part, even though she had to go away for a little bit.
Yeah, I'll tell you how excited I am for this movie. I will be at the movie Twitter meetup in Burbank when this movie comes out, and I will.
All right,
with all
Alan,
of you.
It's done. You're going to be there.
I'll be there. I will be there.
I'm going to back it up. Okay, we're going to talk through this. I've got the audio on low. You probably have already seen this trailer, but let's go. Here is the Marvel Studios, The Marvels. Here we go. Spaceship. Captain Rambo. What does Saber Station stand for?
Saber, I know it's something.
What is Saber? It reminds me of something. Do I still have this? See, I have a book that's called Saber. I've got the closed captioning on because I think it's important. All right, here we go.
Maybe turn the volume down more.
Turn it down more. All right, I'll turn it down a little bit so it's just.
Oh, by the way, it refers to Sentient Worlds Observation and Response Department.
That doesn't spell saber.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at sword. Dear God.
Alan, I
know. No, I say what is saber, and they give me the definition of sword. And,
meaning of saber, Marvel. Those are your keywords.
Yeah, but it keeps sending me to
sword?
Sword when it to sword.
Sword. All right, let's just keep watching this.
Yeah, keep going.
All right, here he is. There's Monica Rambeau, and she's about to touch something. Okay, by the way, when I first saw the trailer, I didn't realize that they switched. I just thought that it wasn't super clear that it's Ms. Marvel in the astronaut suit.
Yeah, it was. I saw it in some headline, and that's how I figured it out.
Because
of that.
So, is this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess the joke is because they have powers that somehow connect. If they use the powers or something will trigger that they switch places, and this is going to be used comedically throughout the movie to the annoyance of Brie Larson. Also,
by the way, do you hear that? That's Stan Lee rolling over in his grave.
Well, Stan Lee is not going to be in this movie, so
yeah, and I'm sure he would have been all for this idea of use your powers and transport yourself with someone.
It actually seems like an idea that might work in the comics. I don't know. Okay, here we go. And she, okay, I do want to point out.
Yeah. You gotta turn that down. That's the Beastie Boys, by the way.
All the stuff in the volume doesn't work. All the stuff in the volume just doesn't work for me. Like that last scene that we saw where a bunch of guys, what is she on the moon? Is she on some other like what is going on? It looks like, I mean, there are sets. I think I heard this on another. There are sets from the original Star Trek series that look better than that, more grand in scale. All right, I got the.
You gotta turn down the volume
just
on that.
Just talk through it, Alan. Just talk.
I know.
I want to hear your sultry voice, Alan.
I just don't. I don't want to get.
Okay. Well, now, look, Alan. Don't you tell me to smile, Alan. Don't you tell me to smile, Alaning.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm just trying to talk through this. Marvel Studios. Oh, wait, did you catch that? How the logo switched? It was Studios Marvel, then it went Marvel Studios.
That's awesome. That's the brilliance of Disney marketing. I mean, marketing has never been better in the last 10 days.
Are you being sarcastic?
in the last 10 days, marketing of any product is amazing.
You're being sarcastic, Alan. I don't believe you. Oh. All right, let's keep going. Is it too loud? Just talk. And then now who's that guy that's tied up? They have a guy sitting in a chair that's tied. Do you see in the lower left? What's going on?
Is that Ryan or
is it? It's Ryan Cannell. It's Ryan Cannell tied up to a chair, And in the back is in the very back, see that guy with the beard? That is Odin from Friday Night Tights, but wearing a wig. So there you go. It's a young Odin, or Odin with a wig. So
by the way, everyone's saying that saber is sword.
Saber is sword.
Yeah, and that I'm looking it up, and that they're just saying it's a variation of sword, which again makes no sense whatsoever.
All right, let's get back to this. So the bad guys are white guys. Let's go on. Here we go. No, it's whatever. Who cares?
Or maybe they're green. You don't know.
So she can manipulate light and energy. What is going on? She's like, so something's in her chest. Wait, let's look at this CGI. That top looks like something from Hot Topic. The costumes in this, I'm not going to say the costumes are bad, but they don't look practical, and they look like very good cosplay at a convention. And maybe that's by design, because then you can cosplay.
Or Marvel can just market those things. Yeah, they produce it.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, clearly this is for women, mostly girls, and that's
how. Okay, on that note, how excited is your daughter for this movie?
She is absolutely not excited about seeing this movie.
What? She's the target demo.
No, she's not. No, you got to remember, stuff meant for teen girls are actually meant for preteen girls. And my daughter has outgrown this, the preteen stuff, a long time ago.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, and then she shows, and then what happens?
By the way, just on that clip, give me a description of Ms. Marvel's powers.
Here's the thing. I don't even know what Captain Marvel's powers are. She's strong, and she can shoot energy bolts.
Yeah,
and
she's overpowered.
And she can go into space without without any. I don't know. She has like a helmet that goes. They were never. Here's what I like about the early Marvel. They would explain to you not only how someone got the powers or why they have them, but kind of the extent of their powers, so you could kind of gauge. And it was always, look, this is a debate that has gone on since the beginning of comics. Who is stronger, the Thor or the Hulk? I don't know. There's a lot of debate about that. But you kind of know what people's powers are. You know the extent.
Right. But the thing is, they have clearly defined powers, versus Superman, which is just basically all powerful.
Can I predict why I believe that the powers for all three of these characters is kind of vague and undefined? It's because the people making this don't care. Mm-hmm. Do you know who cares? Nerds like us that will sit and debate forever about, well, this person could do this, or how would Hawkeye take out the Hulk? Well, he could do this. It was always like the cool thing about Marvel is you knew the extent of people's powers so much that you could pair two unlikely heroes or villains together. And based on that, it was almost like you were just playing on your knowledge. You didn't need the cards to give you numbers. You knew the extent of all those characters' powers, and you could kind of play it out, which is a lot of fun, actually. But I don't think we really know.
Yeah, I mean, here's the problem is that Ms. Marvel is the one who has clearly defined powers in the comic.
Is it? I never finished.
I mean, for one thing, she's a major character in the Marvel's Avengers video game, right? And quite frankly, she's one of my go-to characters as well.
But Alan, she's nice knowing you on the stream. Yeah. It was nice knowing you, Alan. No, I'm sorry.
I'm commenting about the comic book Ms. Marvel versus the television Ms. Marvel, because it's basically she's an Inhuman with Reed Richards-like powers, and they've just been able to develop that. And here they didn't give her those powers. They gave her powers that are clearly undefined, even within her own television series. And what are Monica Rambeau's powers? It's like. No one can. I don't think anyone can confidently say what they are.
Yeah. Well, okay. Let's get back to it. We're almost halfway through the trailer here, so and then we'll go to your chat comments and questions. Here we go. So she is now transported from wherever she was. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. All right. So now she's in. Okay, please look carefully at this hallway. This looks like we were talking about it on the Nerdrotic Nooner. This looks like the hallway you would wait to get on a theme park ride. This looks like the hallway, and those cheap little lights. I think I gave you a set of those, Alan, for when you paint your room. When are you painting your room?
We will hopefully be doing it next week.
All right. So here it is. You've got this lighted triangular shaped room. Kamala Khan is now transported there, and she meets a cat from the Captain Marvel movie who has powers. Yeah, there you go. So, okay.
Yeah. Isn't that awesome?
I just feel like the sets are pretty cheap. I feel like they've gotten lazy with the volume, and when it comes to production design, that was weak in my opinion.
Yeah, why'd they even bother to build that set?
Well, they're all in the same.
They didn't build it. They just put it up.
Here they are in whatever this. Let's start again here. I want to catch this. So they're in a ship going towards what? I don't know. And then I don't know. That looks like Star Wars Episode 1. That looks like Naboo to me. It's got to be some alien world. As you see the platforms to the left. Anyways, all right, we'll continue. There's less than 30 seconds here. They're teaming up.
They're teaming up.
Okay, there you got your dance and musical number. And that's going to be what on the alien world? Let's look at this stuff. Let's look at the design of these alien characters. I mean, some of them are called like someone looks green. A couple of them look light green. There are people with weird masks on. I don't know. It looks like a Bollywood number.
Yes.
It's. I'll tell you this. It's no Natu. Let me just say that right off the bat. This is no Natu.
Well, that one had all white people in the back.
Yeah. They didn't have all white people.
Had the two main characters. And everyone else was white.
Okay. You know what? You had me at kittens. Look at how many kittens do we have there? You know what? This shot here. This shot here is running it. It's like herding kittens. That's what it's like to be doing this film. You've heard that term, herding kittens.
Yeah.
So
let me ask you this. When you watch this movie, what beer would you buy?
Coors Light. All right, back to it.
I know the perfect beer. I'm just saying.
Okay, was that the main bad right there? Is this lady? That's
the
lady.
I believe that is like a henchman of the main bad. High Evolutionary, I believe, is the main bad.
All right. Let's continue. Here we go. All right. Oh, are they practicing? Is this like a training session? Or is that evil?
No, they're turning on each other. That's what they're doing.
Is that what it is? All right, let's keep going through here. They're not a team. They're not a team. They just want to let you know that. I'll say this. This is not as bad as I expected it to be. It actually, I'm just saying straight up. Like I expected this. I'm telling you right off the bat, this is not for me. And it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I just think it's like, not for me. I'm not going to care. But I expect it to be way more cringe. It looks like a Disney.
By the way, sorry, I'm getting laid out in the chat here. High Evolutionary is in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but it's something similar to that. And yes, the chat is always right. Thank you, chat. This is why I love the chat. They'll correct you. They make me seem smart, like I know what I'm talking about.
So let me answer this question here.
Sure.
Willie the Monkey King's music. Is this the trailer Alan saw at D23? No, it's not. In fact, it is a million times better than what we saw at D23.
Well, let's finish it, and then we're going to go final thoughts, and then your comments and questions. Here we go, and boom, it's the Marvels. And see, now normally they would have a little button after this, right? And they didn't do that. They showed restraint. It's under 2 minutes. It's 1:56. I mean, whatever. It's a teaser. We really learned nothing about the story. Alan, what are your final thoughts on the Marvels trailer reaction?
Yeah.
And how many times will you see the Marvels?
Oh yeah. I mean, Look, let me speak to you misogynists out there. Um, how after watching this are you not excited about seeing this movie? I mean, the trailer just clearly shows that these three heroes, every time they use their powers, they they switch places, you know, and they do that. They continually switch places. And how are you not excited about a superhero movie where the heroes switch places? And so, I mean, I'm beyond. I don't know what people are thinking. Why they are not excited about this movie? Who cares about plot? Who cares about who the villain is? Who cares about what danger goes out in the world? That these three characters they switch places, and I'm more than excited about seeing it. So there you go, you misogynists out there.
Look, I'm excited about the conversation that you and I will have after we have seen it, but I don't consider myself a Captain Marvel fan. I think Brie Larson is miscast. I think that I think Katie Sackhoff would have been a better Captain Marvel. I think she's just more likable. And I just don't think this will. I don't think this is for me. I'm not the target demo, but it does tie into Marvel, and I do. I'm sort of checked out on Marvel. There have been rumors actually that Jonathan Majors may not be continuing in the role of Kang.
No.
That he may be recast, and it won't be the first time that Marvel has done this. They did it with Rhodey. They did it with Rhodey in the Iron Man movies. They are not above recasting if they sense a problem. So, of course, I'm going to see it so we can discuss it. But my expectations were really low, and it looks fine and not as bad as I anticipated it would be. Those are my final thoughts on the trailer.
Let me just say this about what I saw at D23. It was much more about the interactions between the three characters, and it was very of the three properties that these three come from. The movie felt more like Ms. Marvel in terms of tone, in terms of the way things looked, and especially the way. I mean, I think you'll find that Ms. Marvel gets really annoying really fast, and so it was the same comment I gave you when I first saw it. Texted you right away. The Marvels is not for us. It's not for. It's a preteen Disney Channel movie, and I'm glad they're going to budget accordingly because they know they're not going to make a lot of money with this movie. So they're going to, pretty sure they're keeping that budget really low to reflect that. Because this would be a monumental disaster, financial disaster, if they spent over, let's say, $100 million on this movie.
I predict it will make less than $1 billion. That's my final thought.
Okay.